Welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is former Minister of Transportation from Ukraine, Vasil Shevchenko. Vasil, it's always a pleasure to have you on here. I think we have a lot to discuss this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Recently, I heard there's some issues going on when it comes to supply of aid to the Ukraine coming from the United States of America. Apparently, the Republicans here are negotiating border security in order for Ukraine to have assistance, aid from here in the United States. Now, this may pose a problem simply because border security had been a problem here for many decades. And when it comes to the Ukraine war, there's a need for an urgency to get supplies and have it as soon as possible at any given moment. Does this pose an immediate threat right now to the Ukraine, not having America facilitating their needs when it comes to aid?
Thank you, but I think that United States now has a lot of challenges. We know that United States is in election campaign, and now is challenging time concerning domestic problems and foreign problems. And part of these problems, it's United States leading role, and I think it's main United States duty, because we know that world is changing, and autocratic countries have become more active, and now are going to be superpower. And Ukraine now is fighting at the battle line for democracy and for better future for people around the earth. And we know that we have been waging war since 2014, when we initially part of Ukraine's territory was captured by Russian troops, and in those time it was looked like insurgent movement who decided to be independent. But now it was confirmed by Russia's officials, and we know that it's Russia who was waging war. And this war started against NATO countries, because main problem they saw that Ukraine was going to be part of NATO countries, and to be partner with the European Union, and to be good partners with United States. And it was main reason after they demanded to leave Eastern Europe countries NATO bloc. It was main demand from Russia Federation, and after that, in a half year, they started full-scale war against Ukraine. And we know that United States is country leading European countries and developed countries around the world, because it's international relation which were implemented by United States, international economy. And it's United States and European country gave instruments for example, for China, for Russia, for Iran, demonstrate that people around the earth have chances for development. But it frightened autocratic regimes, and they decided to act. And first full-scale action, it was against Ukraine. And now we we know that after that appeared full-scale attack Israel, and question concerning Taiwan island, and all these questions were activate after Russia's invasion, and they are going to be superpower. They are going to dominate around the world. Because of it, United States fulfilling their leading role must understand all challenges, because these countries lately really effective. They are acting faster than, for example, democratic countries, because countries thank United States in so-called Ramstein meeting managed to unite and provide Ukraine by weapon. But now we understand that Ukraine is fighting effectively against few times bigger country who has in whose disposal is nuclear weapon, and we are not afraid. We will continue with support or without support. We will do our best to survive, and we will do our best to demonstrate that we are ready to defend our country.
Beautiful.
And sorry.
Sorry, I want to answer this question. Sorry for cutting you off. Do you think the war between Israel and Palestine right now cut some of the attention and urgency of giving Ukraine the support that they need?
I'd say that war in or aggression against Israel, it's the same problem we have. I think that our enemies are really active in different spheres. They are acting in energy sphere. They are acting at the battle line. They are acting in the media, and they know that Israel is really sensitive points to distract attention, and they decided to act, to demonstrate first of all that they have allies, because we know that in this conflict can be involved China, can be involved Iran, and Syria, and other countries from this region, and countries who were funding this moments. And I think they managed to distract attention from Ukraine, and world media switched on for events in Israel, and Ukraine in the shade. And we understand we have no chances to influence for world media, because we are limited in our resources, and we are limited in our media, in companies which are ready to support us with it, because the worldwide media company are reacting at the events around the world. And because of it, I'd say that they are acting effectively, switching on interest and distracting attention from Ukraine. And at the same time, we know that Ukraine isn't mainstream in the world media, but we know that at the battle line of Ukraine are a lot of at the stake of battle line of Ukraine many world questions. First of all, we must understand that main United States ally European countries, especially southern European countries, depends on energy resources. They depends on supplying it through Black Sea. And they depends on their partnership with Central Asia countries. You know that at the September at the meeting in United States between Asian, Central Asia countries named later 5+1 had meeting with United States President, and there was a lot of discussion concerning participation of these countries in providing Southern Europe and countries who are interested from this region oil and natural gas resources. And because of it, it led to United States strategy, so-called draft concerning Black Sea strategy, United States, and this act was voted in both chamber of parliament, and now is going to be signed by United States president. And it means that it happened because of common active events in the Black Sea. You know that Ukraine's forces, in cooperation with the partners, with Great Britain, with United States, European countries, managed to break through route for export-import operations through Turkey Strait, Bosphore, and now it can be transported around the world. We have managed it together because when Ukrainian forces were fighting at the battle line, Ukraine's navy managed to eliminate a big part of Russia's military fleet in Black Sea and made them to withdraw their military ships from the sea. And now it's under Ukraine's forces' control with the partners. And it means that this energy strategy depends on security in Black Sea, and after it will get in force, we will have next level of cooperation, and it's biggest project which will provide our partners from European Union to understand that this cooperation will give them a new type of independency in energy sphere. And just after that, Russia invited a representative from Turkey for communication concerning building a natural gas hub in Turkey and to promise them all they wanted. But I know that communication between United States and Turkey promised to be effective, and this route will be built, and it will give us new opportunities and a new level of security in this important region.
Right. I want to ask you this question. Recently, President Zelensky had made his plea for the urgency of having F-16s to carry out this war. It was only like 2 days ago, I think, that Russia has started a whole series of bombardment. And do you think this bombardment occurs simply because of a lack of support of having the right equipment to do your due diligence in this war, like the F-16s, for example? I think they have to wait until next year to get them, but there is an old saying, while the grass is growing, the horse is starving. Do you see the urgency of having these F-16s like now, as in now, that you can do what you need to get done to effectively win this war?
I'd say that we need sophisticated weapon to defeat our enemy, because we know that we gave them chance to form new army. For example, initially they sent to Ukraine about 500 soldiers. Now only this occupied territory, there are more than 400 Russian soldiers, and they are sending new draftee every day. They are sending them to storm Ukraine's troops every day, and every day we can see that, for example, for yesterday we had 95 storm operation against Ukraine's forces. They wanted to demonstrate that they are able to commit offensive operations. Ukraine forces are fighting effectively and attacking them. You know that Ukraine's forces managed to move to Ukraine's border, to Russia's defense for about from 10 to 20 mile in occupied territory to liberate this territory. But because of losing time, they managed to build fortification, and they have become more effectively in using bombs against Ukraine's troops, and producing new missiles and launching missiles. Every night or every day we have air alert, and they are attacking Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, and they are attacking bordering cities, and they are attacking plants, military plants, infrastructure, ports. They are attacking all they can, and because of it, we are interested in sophisticated technologies, because we know that we can use against we can use Ukraine military forces, fighter jets, only previous generations. They have new generations, 4+ generations fighter jets, and Ukraine's pilots are continuing studying for F-16. And because of it, Ukraine's president expressed his opinions that we need more sophisticated technologies, and it's complex technologies, for example, to have united system which would allow us to defend and to prevent their attacks. And at the same time, this Russia's troops caused Russia's president to be elected in the next year match. He, I'm sure, will be elected with highest support, and he wants to demonstrate his through his media that he have success at the battle line.
What do you think presently is going through Putin's mind? I mean, more than 1/3 of 1 million soldiers out of his army had been killed. Hundreds of thousands of his arsenal had been destroyed by the Ukraine's army. What do you think is going through his mind at this point? Do you think he's on the boundary line of saying enough is enough, or he's going to continue to fight this war despite of whatever happened? And where are he going to get more people to fight the war? I mean, Russia just have that much people. Are he going to resort to having young kids fight in the military with no experience or no knowledge? What do you think is going on there?
I'm sure that it's a dictatorship, and it isn't my opinion. It's United States president's opinion that and dictatorship has no chances to avoid waging war, because war is type of their existence, and he will promote this war until he can, because for example, he is interested in ceasefire just to strengthen his forces and continue, because his ambitions and his powerful team ambitions to wage war and to maybe renew Soviet Union, or maybe to demonstrate that he is brave fighter, and maybe to demonstrate that he is leader. And you must know that Russia's media are demonstrating the opposite opinion at their screens. They are demonstrating Russia's heroes who's fighting against Ukraine's forces, and they are fighting with evil. They decided to capture Ukraine, and now they are demonstrating that their soldiers are fighting with something bad, and that they are heroes because they are fighting, defending Russia's interest. Which Russia's interest is at Ukraine's territory. Only ambitions and demonstration to wage war, and because of it, aggression, his aggression, and every dictatorship is aggressive. And they have launched this invasion against Ukraine, and you remember that Baltic countries are under threat. Poland is under threat. Their neighboring countries from Central Asia are under threat, and only war in Ukraine deterring Russian Federation is deterring Russian Federation from next invasion, because they are interested in war they won. And to demonstrate that they are able to wage effective war, but they didn't know that Ukraine is ready to fight, and Ukrainians are ready to die, but not to allow them to capture our territory. And you know that from the very beginning, from the start of launching war, Ukraine's forces and volunteers resisted Russia's invasion, and were fighting different way to stop them and to drive them out. And Ukraine's people are waging war, and we have a lot of public project for military support. For example, Ukraine's civil society are gathering money and raising money for drones for military forces, because now drones have become a main weapon at the battlefield, and we are limited in resources and in state resources, and because of it, public society are looking for a way to support Ukraine's forces, and all people are involved in the volunteers movement, and in most cases, Ukrainians are providing military forces different type of vehicles, different type of needs they really really serious at the battle line. For example, to live in the trenches, it's awful in this time, and because now we have frost till, for example, 10 degrees, and to live in trenches, it's really difficult, and our soldiers must fight and must defend, because Ukraine forces, it's all we have in our disposal to deter them and to drive them out if we have opportunity. But now they are trying to demonstrate that they are empire. They decided to buy new rounds from North Korea. They have support unofficially unofficial support from China, and they have support from Iran, who's supplying them a lot of drones. And every night we could hear battle in our sky. For example, every night they are sending drones to eliminate facilities or to eliminate something important from their point of view. And it's 1,000 missiles and different type of missiles and Iran drones.
Okay.
And yes, and because of it, we are ready to wage war, but we hope for our friends, but nevertheless, we will do our best in any case.
Great. Well, on that note, Vasil, it was a pleasure having you again as we continue to keep coverage on what's going on there in the Ukraine. And to all those who have been tuning in on Living in the 21st Century, I want to say to you, have a nice day.